What's up guys, Redboss here, and I got a very spicy video today. It's how to earn, okay, in the title I'm going to put 150 divs an hour, but I think it's more than that actually. Anyway, how to earn a lot of money crafting maps. So before I tell you the procedure, I need to give you some disclaimers, okay? First disclaimer is that to do this strategy effectively, you need to be able to click really fast. And I just posted a video yesterday on my channel on how to bind your mouse wheel to up and down to left click and right click. So if you watch that video, that should satisfy that requirement. If you guys are just going to do this strategy with normal clicking, you're going to suffer, okay? I promise you. It's not even worth it at that point. So get that bind, or if you have some other way to click fast, just don't get banned, okay? There's rules, so follow the rules as far as fast clicking is concerned. Okay, that's the first disclaimer. Second disclaimer is that you need a lot of tabs. See, look at how many market tabs I have, okay? And also, later I'll show you my stash. I have a lot of stash tabs too. So basically, the more tabs you have, the more you can do this for. Because that's kind of your limiter, unless you have a lot of tabs. I say it's 150 divs an hour, but if you only have 3 tabs, then you can only do this for an hour before your tabs are full. So, but maybe you only want to do it for an hour, so it's up to you. Just keep that in mind though. The more tabs, the better. And mouse wheel click. Mouse wheel scroll should be click. And like I said, look at my video guide on how to make your mouse wheel click. Okay, that's a disclaimer. Okay, next. So here's what my stash looks like. Okay, so I have a tab full of maps and chaos orbs. This is where you, I'll go over the steps soon, but I'm just showing you what the stash setup is, okay? So you have a tab for the maps you're gonna craft, a bunch of other tabs for overflow maps, because as you craft, you wanna replace the empty slots so you can keep crafting efficiently. So you have a bunch of extra maps, basically, ready to go. And then you have another tab. I have quad tabs. You don't have to have quad tabs, but it is more convenient. Anyway, another tab for the maps that are good maps. We'll get over that. We'll go over that soon. But okay, so that's the stash setup. Again, if you can't afford quad tabs, you can use regular tabs. It's just going to be a little bit more annoying, but that's life. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you guys the stages, okay, the overall stages. And honestly, if you know the game really well, you can just take what I'm about to say and just end the video after that. I hope you don't end the video so I can get more views, but it is what it is. If you're gonna end the video after this advice, before you go, subscribe to my YouTube and join the Discord, because we're gonna be doing fun stuff in the Discord. But anyway, okay, so here's the stages. First, obviously you buy your maps from players, whatever. I can leave in the description the URL to buy the originator maps. Although next league that might not even be relevant. So if you're watching this after this league is over, some of this stuff might change. And if it changes too much, I'll redo this video. Okay, enough talking. First stage is to take all these maps and put in a regex that shows what I call the candidates, okay? This regex basically shows the maps that are, well, here's an example, that have some promising features, okay? Decent pack size, decent currency. I actually know how these maps work very specifically. I'm not going to teach you how the maps work in this video, but maybe in the description I'll link a really good video to get a primer on how these 16.5 maps work and how their mods influence the bonuses and whatever. And okay, so first stage is to get the candidates, okay? Basically those are maps that if you put Exalt orbs on them, there's a good chance that they'll be valuable. And when I say valuable, I mean between 100 chaos and 4 divines. So that's the range we're working with here. Okay, that's stage 1, get the candidates, okay? Then you move the candidates over to your, quote unquote good maps tab. Oops, one sec. Okay, yeah. You move the candidates over here and you just exalt all of them, okay? That's stage 2, finishing the maps, okay? That's stage 2. So you spam exalt on them. And then stage 3 is you filter the maps only 3 times. This is a quick strat, okay? I'm not trying to pick out every single map. Oh, is this one worth 100 chaos or 150? That's not worth it, honestly. So we're just only gonna do 3 filters on the maps once they're done. The first filter is the stuff that's not very good. Okay, we're gonna list those for 200. And by the way, when I'm talking about listing prices, that's like for this stage in the league, okay? Depending on what league you're in and what the economy is, you got to be a little bit more dynamic with what you're listing the prices as. But I'm telling you what I'm doing it now, and the general gist still applies, okay? It's just a matter of what the specifics are, okay? As far as the prices go. So the bad maps, the quote-unquote bad maps that aren't very impressive, like low currency, low pack size, whatever, it's like something that's not too impressive. The first thing we do is filter those, and we list them for 200 chaos each, okay? And then we filter the really good maps, the ones that sell for like 4 divines. At the moment, okay, at the moment. Maybe in a new league they might sell for 3 or 5. Who knows, whatever. It might change. But at the moment they're selling for 4. So that's the second filter, okay? Third filter is like, in fact, we don't even filter the third stuff. Just everything else that's left over, list it for 3 divines and call it a day. Now you might ask me, hey, are all those maps going to sell for 4 divines? That sounds kind of crazy. No, they're not. What we do is once or twice a day, or longer, depending on what you want to do, what you're going to do is you're going to go into your shop and you're going to relist all the maps. Okay? You're going to list them down. So let's say like all the 4 divines, you can list them over for 3 divines. And the 3 divines, you can list down to 2 divines. And the 2 divines, you can list down to either 1 divine or like 1.5 divine in terms of chaos, etc. The 200s, you'll list down to like 150. You can list down whatever stages you want, okay? The smaller increments you use between the relistings, the longer it'll take to sell everything, but the more money you'll earn. So it's a kind of a balance that you want to, as you do the strat, you can play around with the balance of how you want to relist things. I prefer just getting it over with, like relist pretty aggressively. So like I'll go down from like 300 chaos to 200 chaos, from 2 to 150, then 100, and then 60, and then 35, for example. So pretty quick, like 5 relistings and they're done. They're gone. Like everything that doesn't sell at the end, I just put it back into the strat. I don't even try to sell them for like 15 or whatever. I'm not trying to like pinch the little pennies, little chaos orbs out of it because I'm telling you, this strat earns so much money. Like you're going to get so many divines and like big fat stacks. You're going to wake up overnight and your Faust will be full of chaoses and divines. Like I promise you, if you do the strat. Okay, so that's the overview. If you're experienced in this game, that's probably enough for you to just go and run. Like look in the description for the specific regexes that I use for the filters. But besides that, you're good to go. If you're new to the game, then you can stick around and watch me actually walk through the entire strat, okay? So let's get started. So first, I typed in the regex. Like I said, it'll be in the description. This is the regex for the candidates, okay? So we just type in the candidates, and we start rolling with chaos orbs. Like I said, I'm spamming my mouse wheel right now because it's a faster... Oops, I just missed one. It's a faster click than left click, right click. If you try to do this with left click, right click, it's not impossible, but you're probably going to blow up your hand, and it's going to be slower anyway. So like, let me try right now. Oh my god, it's so much slower. Like this left click is like 3 times, 4 times slower. I really wouldn't recommend it. Okay, I just noticed that there's a magic map in my pool, so we want to make sure all the maps are rare. I mean, maybe it's kind of obvious. I didn't even say it explicitly. You want to make sure all the maps are rare, right? So if you buy a normal map, put alchemy orb on it. If you buy a magic map, put a regal orb on it. Come on. Do I really have to tell you that? All right, so once you have like enough like maps kind of peppered around your screen that are like matching the regex, you can just take them out. It's kind of like playing aim labs. Do any of you play aim labs or Kovacs? You know what I'm talking about? Like those aim trainers. Like clicking the maps out of the quad tab is like playing an aim trainer. Yeah, so I'll usually do 2 rounds and then I'll refill the maps. So let's get a few more peppered around. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to do it really quick and easy. Like, I'm not going to do the entire quad tab or something. So, hopefully... Actually, let's do one more. Sorry, guys. I know it's kind of boring. I might fast forward it. Nah, I'm not going to fast forward it. Guys, I'm teaching how to earn 150 divs an hour. Like, why are you fast forwarding? Just, sit for like 5 minutes extra and learn how to get rich. Like, come on. I think it's worth your time. Like, I see some YouTubers, and no shade to them, like, this game, it's a game, right? Whatever's fun is fun. But they're like, oh, I did this and I earned 30 divs an hour. Oh my god. Like, if you guys are going to sit through a video that teaches you how to earn 30 divs an hour, I think you can sit through a video that teaches you how to earn 150. And again, it's probably more than 150. but I'm trying to be conservative. I did the math on it, and my math showed it was 200 per hour. But I don't know. My math was very back of the napkin kind of, you know, like just not exact. So, okay, here's another magic map I just noticed. So I'm going to say 150 is pretty honest. All right, guys, here, I'll tell you what. I'll do one more little round here, and then we're going to move on to the next step, because that should be enough. I'm just trying to get enough maps for you guys so that you see that, you see like all the like, you know, the kind of range of maps you get, like the good ones, the bad ones, the ugly ones, you know. If anybody got that reference, respect. You know, I know a lot of people who play PoE aren't Americans. I know, shocking, right? So like when I tell a joke that's like an American cultural reference, I totally understand that most people won't get it. And that's fine. Sometimes I'll try to tell jokes that everyone can understand. All right, enough rambling. So here's my candidates, okay? So imagine I filled the entire quad tab, right? But see how fast that was? Like, I filled like a fifth or a third of the, a fourth of the quad tab in like 3 minutes or something. With the rapid clicking, you can actually fill pretty fast. Okay, so next stage is to get exalted orbs. Let's see, I have some right here. So actually, like, I haven't done this in a while. You can just leave the exalt orbs in this tab, and then when you're ready to go, you can. Okay, anyway, here's a trick with exalted orbs, small trick. Type in some nonsense in the highlighted item section, and that'll make all the maps dark. That way you can see which ones still need exalt orbs on them. And once again, you can use your mouse wheel trick to, like a mouse wheel click trick, to quickly exalt them. Okay, so we're just gonna exalt everything. So in this league, they made the exalt orbs have a higher drop rate. Who knows, maybe in a future league, exalt orbs will become more expensive and we'll have to change the strat a little bit, but at the moment, exalt orbs are dirt cheap, like 2 chaos each or something. So we can just, so now that like, you can see all the maps are done, right? Because none of them are glowing. That's why we put some gibberish into the highlight items, just so it's easier to see them. Okay, so like I said in the little summary, and this is all going to be in the description, okay? First, we look at the bad maps. This regex I put in right here, this is for maps that are, okay, I'm calling them bad. It's just like, you know, low value, whatever. So I'm going to look at some examples so you guys can see what we're working with here, okay? Like it's high pack size, but like the bonuses are poop. Like scarabs and maps, nobody needs this. In fact, most maps and scarab bonuses aren't that good. What you really want is like high currency, okay? So this one will sell for, I'm going to guess, 100. Let's look at the, okay, probably 100, like maybe 150 if it sits for a while. Here's another example. Okay, so this is high pack size, like medium scarabs. Also probably gonna sell for like 150, 100. Okay, yeah. In fact, look, my maps are listed for 100. You can see, yeah, you can see my maps are the ones that are being listed for 100. But anyway, maybe that will sell for like 60. Actually, we'll see. This one's like quite high scarabs, but like low pack size. So yeah, probably like 50 for that one. You're starting to get the idea, right? Like this is like decent currency, really high maps, but the pack size is horrible on this one, so it's not gonna sell very much. But I'm just showing you guys the power of this regex. Like, I designed this regex by myself. Where is it? Right here? I made this myself with the help of the regex website, but I definitely fine-tuned it for exactly this specific purpose, okay? Like, you might be able to find a better regex, but... Okay, I'm going to say this. My strategy might be a little bit off, like maybe 5% inaccurate or something with the regexes. So if you guys are like regex geniuses, maybe you can think of something better, but... Here's another one. Yeah, this one will probably sell for 35 or maybe not at all. Okay, here's like high pack size, good maps. This one might sell for 100. Let's see. Yeah, probably 100, honestly, on this one. So as you can see, these quote-unquote bad maps are still selling for around 100, you know, 150. We could probably even find one that's 200 in here somewhere. Let me just quickly scan. Okay, so this one's quite high pack. Oh, no, that's actually one of the good maps. Okay, one sec. Okay, so this is like medium pack size, high scarabs. Let's see, maybe 200? Nah. Nobody wants scarabs. All right, you get the idea, guys, right? So listing these for 200 is like super safe. As you saw, none of the maps that I like kind of gave an example on were 200. I'm telling you some of them will be, but very few will be over 200 chaos. So just list them for 200, okay? And this is what I'm talking about, right? So we just take them, find a tab. I write the price of the tabs, like of the maps in each tab as the tab name. That's kind of my little... courtesy to the people coming in. Because this is what happens, okay? When people come to buy maps, they'll see one map that matches their requirements, enter your shop, and they'll see that your shop has like a bunch of maps. So they'll just put a regex that matches them, well, right here. They'll put a regex right here for their specific needs, and they'll just go through your shop and see what matches. And they'll just buy everything that matches, basically, within their price range. So you'll get like somebody coming in and buying like, 20 maps sometimes. Okay, so you can use mouse wheel to list them very quickly. I talk about it in the video I told you about where you learn about the mouse wheel click trick, okay? So we're just gonna quickly list everything. No left click, right click here, okay? No slowpoke, we're fast here, okay? You're not gonna earn 150 divs an hour being slow, okay? We're doing slow stuff. So the next thing I do is I look for everything that's like quote unquote good. These might sell for 4 divs. Honestly, usually they sell for 3, but it's a quick relist. Okay, you list them for 4, maybe 2 days later you bring it down to 3. They'll sell. But I'll give you some examples. Okay, so here's like medium pack size, high currency. What does this sell for? This will probably go for 2 divs at some point. But the way this regex works, I tried to make it accurate. Again, you're gonna get maps that are worth 2 divs in this regex that's meant to find 4 div maps. Better safe than sorry. So it's fine. Okay, so here's like very high currency and like kind of medium low pack size. Probably only 2 divs. Okay, maybe 3 divs. Maybe. Probably 2 though. Let's see. This one I think might be 3 divs actually, or 4 even. Yeah. See, I have one that's one of my listings, Raid Boss Final. That's my listing for 3. This sometimes with like some people will like have very specific mods, so they'll pay extra because it matches their needs. But this one probably between 3 and 4. Let's see. Sometimes you get a really juicy one. Like, this is a stage where if you want, you can actually look at them individually, because sometimes you get one that's worth like 8 divs, if it's like really high pack size, really high currency or something. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything that's too crazy. This is probably the best one we got, which might get for 4 divs, maybe. But, I mean, I don't want to bore you guys too much with specifics, but there's situations where like the mods line up perfectly, so you can sell them for even more because they interact with the Dextral and Sinistral Scarabs. Honestly, guys, I know a lot more about maps than I'm sharing in this video, just because I'm not trying to flood you guys with information, okay? It's already enough information, I think. So, okay, so take those quote-unquote good maps, list them for 4 divines. It's okay, only a few of them will sell. Bring them down to 3 next day after or something. It'll be fine. It's not much time loss. Okay, the rest of these maps, just list them for 3. Start there and go down. So like this is like high pack size with nothing. Sometimes people buy these for like a divine. Let's see. This one might go for a divine. It's like kind of, well, this is one of those, I won't even say it. I was going to say it's one of those ones that might align, whatever. It's too much information. This one's like low pack size, high currency, maybe a divine. But again, you never know. Like even if a map is only worth a divine in the search, somebody might buy it for 3 because they have very restrictive like mod, like, oh, they can't do this mod, they can't do that mod. So for them, even though like other maps with similar statistics sell for 1 divine, because of their restrictions, your map is the only one that appears for 3 divines, and they'll buy it. So that's why we start with 3 and kind of slowly list down, okay? I would say most of your maps will sell at around 2 divines. Like that's where you'll really start getting serious sales on these like more expensive maps. But start with 3, it's fine. Like in fact, I can even show you an example. Here's my history. You can see these maps that sold, right? Look, I relisted down from 3 to 2, and they immediately somebody came and bought 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. So there's what happens. Okay, so like I said, day after, then maybe 2 days later or something, just relist all the maps down like 1 step. Whatever your step is, whatever your preference is, just relist them. You already saw me do it once, right? I don't have to repeat myself. And basically take them all out. Okay, now I'm gonna do it once, okay? Let's say I want to relist these maps. I'm going to lose some money on this, but who cares? It's just 100 chaos. So you take them all out, basically. Okay. And again, because you bound your mouse wheel to right click, like I told you, like I taught you in the video, the other video I mentioned, right? Because you totally watched that video, right? Anyway, right click on the mouse wheel, you select the price you want, and then you spam control mouse wheel, which is control right click, to relist them really fast, okay? Then you just take them out again. And once again, spam with the mouse wheel. That's how fast relisting is. In fact, so that tab is full. We go to the next one. Boom, boom, boom. Relist. We're done. So there's the strat. And if you don't believe me that it earns 150 divs an hour, try it yourself. I think you'll be surprised. What else can I say? Like I said, unfortunately, you need lots of tabs. If you only have a few tabs, like you can't afford as many tabs as I have for the shop, you can either do small batches, or you can be very aggressive with relisting and kind of lower your profit. But you have to do what you have to do. Like, you're still going to earn a lot of money, so maybe you can just relist from like 3 divs to 2 divs to 1 divine to maybe like 300 chaos, 100 chaos, and maybe at that point maybe like 30 chaos, and then whatever doesn't sell, just send it back to your crafting page. That would require like 5 relistings total, and you'd still make a lot of money. So it's not a bad way to go about it. But yeah, that's the strat. The short and long of it. Like I said, I'll leave all the regexes into the video description, and I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description. And while you're down there copying all the regexes, you're also going to press the subscribe button so that you can get future videos and join me on my live stream. I appreciate that, right? I appreciate you subscribing. And also, as a little bonus, I'll leave the like I said, the trade link to buy maps into the description, because it's convenient, I guess. And also, I mentioned it earlier, I'm going to leave the video that explains more in detail how these maps operate. It's a pretty good YouTuber. I talked to him. He's a good guy. So shout out to him. His name is Vertoka or something. In fact, let me just find this guy. All right, this is the video I was talking about that explains maps pretty well. It probably doesn't explain everything. I have to learn some things on my own after this, but this will get you 90% of the way there. So, okay, shout out to Vertolka. That's how you say it. Okay, so yeah, join the Discord, subscribe. I've talked enough. Good luck. Good luck getting rich with this strat. But you probably won't get that rich because you can only do it for a certain amount of time before you get bored or your tabs fill up, blah, blah, blah. All right, see you next time.